Good morning and welcome. This is our Thursday, April 2nd, 2026, 9:20 a.m. Decision-making agenda in conference room 229 at the Hawaii State Capitol. This is a joint decision-making agenda between the Hawaii State Senate Committees on Commerce and Consumer Protection and the Committee on Judiciary to make decisions on 4 bills that have been previously heard in their respective subject matter committees. I will yield to the Judiciary Chair for the first measure.
Thank you. First up is House Bill 1334. This is relating to meat donation, exempts the donation of wild meat or meat products, including access deer, to a charitable, religious, or nonprofit organization for the purpose of feeding needy individuals. Certain laws regarding the inspection and transportation of meat. The recommendation is to go ahead and pass it out with technical amendments only. However, I do want to put in the committee report that it was my understanding that the bill had a separate path for wild meat as opposed to domestic meat. So I just want to clarify that the wild meat is not being intermixed with farm raised animals. I think there's some danger in cross contamination per the Department of Health testimony. So there'll be some extra committee language on that. Questions or concerns?
Good amendment, thank you.
Any, seeing none, Senator Gabbard for the vote.
On HB 1334, SD1, Chair Rhodes.
Aye.
Passing with amendments, Chair Rhodes.
No, yes, I'm sorry, you're right, text, it is text, sorry.
Vice Chair votes aye. Senator Chang. Excuse. Senator San Buenaventura. Excuse. Senator Owa.
Aye.
Measures adopted.
Thank you, CPN. Same recommendation. Chair votes aye.
Thank you. Vice Chair also votes aye. Senator Lamasau is excused. Senator McKelvey.
Yes.
Senator Awa.
Aye.
Recommendation is adopted.
Thank you. The next measure on the agenda is House Bill 1782, House Draft 3, Senate Draft 1 relating to artificial intelligence for the protection of minors. Members, I'd like to take a little bit more time to try and work on amendments for this measure. So the recommendation is to defer decision-making on this measure for the CPN committee to April 7th at 9:30 a.m. in conference room 229.
We can go to that same time too, so we'll go ahead and follow you in that.
Okay, thank you very much. The next measure is House Bill 2101, House Draft 1, Senate Draft 1 relating to commercial aquarium collection. The recommendation on this measure is to pass unamended. Members, any comments or concerns?
Chair,
Senator McKelvey.
I'm very concerned about being limited to Oahu, considering the proponents of this were from the Big Island, so I'm going to be respectfully voting no on the measure.
So noted. Any other comments or questions?
Yeah, same. When this over and over this one comes up, but this session this came up, and fisherman from Miloli was brought into my office, opponent of the bill, pushing it. Hey, here's why we should vote for it, and then suddenly it's not supporting what he was pushing for. I find that kind of like using our people for a issue. I don't like that.
I'm blown up about this.
I cannot give. Members, your concerns are noted. Prior concurrence on this measure was not granted.
Okay, then no.
And so the measure, the recommendation is on the table.
Got it. Okay. I appreciate you sharing that with me. I appreciate you working on it.
Members, any other discussion? Okay, we're going to amend the recommendation on this measure. We're going to roll to end the calendar, and I'll move to the next measure. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Okay. So for JDC, the same, we're not going to defer on the voting. We'll just go ahead and vote now. So recommendation is same as CPC chair has described, which was unamended, correct? Unamended. Questions or concerns? If not, Vice Chair Gabbard.
On HB 2101, SD1, Chair's recommendation is to pass unamended. Chair Rhodes?
Aye.
Vice Chair votes aye. Senator Chang? Aye. Senator San Buenaventura? Excused. Senator Owa?
No.
The measure is adopted.
Okay, the next measure on this agenda is House Bill 2137, House Draft 3, Senate Draft 1 relating to artificial intelligence. The recommendation on this measure is to pass with amendments adopting the Attorney General's requested amendment to delete certain exemption language, adopting the Hawaii State Commission on the Status of Women's proposed amendment, and adopting the Motion Picture Association's proposed amendments. Members, any discussion? Okay, seeing none, passing with amendments, chair votes aye.
Thank you. Of the CPN members present, any voting with reservations, objections? Hearing none, your recommendation is adopted.
Yes.
Same recommendation for JDC members, so questions or concerns? If not, Vice Chair.
On HB 2137, HD3, SD1, recommendations to pass the amendments of the members present. Any no votes or reservations? Hearing none, the measure passes.
Yes, sir.
All right, CPN members, we're going to return to the vote on House Bill 2101, House Draft 1, Senate Draft 1, relating to commercial aquarium collection. The recommendation is to pass unamended, and the chair votes aye.
Thank you. Vice Chair also votes aye. Senator Lamasawa is excused. Senator McKelvey?
No.
Senator Awa?
No.
Your recommendation is not adopted.
Okay, we'll adjourn this agenda. Good morning and welcome to decision-making on, this is a Thursday, April 2nd, 2026, 9:30 a.m. agenda in Conference Room 229 at the State Capitol. This is a decision-making agenda on Senate Concurrent Resolution 166, SR 157. This measure was previously heard in this committee on March 25th, 2026. And the recommendation on this measure is to pass with amendments, adding a whereas clause noting that any investment in energy infrastructure for the state is a generational commitment, adding a whereas clause noting that the PUC is mandated by law to consider increased renewable energy generation to reduce the state's fossil fuel reliance, adding a whereas clause noting that statutory authority allows the PUC to favorably consider costs related to renewable energy as an alternative to fossil fuels, deleting the be it resolved and further resolved clauses and adding a new be it resolved and be it further resolved clause, well, multiple clauses, to express the legislature's intent that in making any determination regarding a generational energy commitment for the state, the PUC must exercise sound judgment and a sound and independent judgment, carefully consider all relevant information when balancing short-term energy needs and the state's long-term energy commitments, make any commitment using sound evidence-based decision-making while ensuring transparency in the process. And we'll make the same associated amendments to the Senate resolution. Members, any discussion?
Just a quick discussion. I noted the testimony of former Commissioner Mina Morita on it. However, I think that the concern that this could impinge upon the independence of the PUC isn't really there because this is a resolution. So, but I do want to note that her comments, I appreciate them, but I'm going to support it because it's a resolution. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. I'd also note, I mean, the attempt here with the amendments was not to unduly read into the policy aspects of the process, to leave that to the PUC, but just reiterate the nature, the significance of of the conversation being had at the moment and ensure that, at least for our committee's sake, it is our expectation that the Public Utilities Commission conduct thorough, transparent, and evidence-based analysis in making major decisions about our energy
And I
future.
actually really thank you for walking us through the amendments insofar as how it reflects on the original reso too. Okay, thanks.
Okay, if there are no other comments, then the recommendation is to pass with amendments.
I vote yes.
And as soon as we have the vote
You can do like
sheets,
Health and Human Services.
then,
It's adopted. Come on, guys. It's a little on Thursday.
sorry about that. Okay, the recommendation is to pass with amendments and the chair votes aye.
Thank you. Of the CPN members present, any voting with reservations, objections, hearing none, your recommendation is adopted.
Thank you, Urgent.